Hello, everybody out there in Twitch land. This is just, man, this is a reminder of how dumb copyright is. This episode spoke to me and anyone else who's done anything in the realm of possibility of editing AMVs, YouTube videos, anything of this. Copyright's dumb.
It is very dumb.
It's very, very dumb. And like, people are just like, they couldn't do that. No, this is a very real thing that someone would have to deal with.
There's actually a real world example of something like this happening. So at the Toronto International Film Festival, there's a movie that premiered called The People's Joker, and it's like very obviously a parody of the Joker movie from like 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And Warner Brothers was like, this movie can't exist, so bye.
Yeah, it's really dumb. And another one, if you're not a wrestling fan, so you wouldn't think of this, there is a wrestler by the name of Chelsea Green. And a lot of the reasons when wrestlers go to WWE, they'll give them name changes because they want to copyright their name so they can basically own that entire character. And that once you leave WWE, you can't make any money off of it. There was a time in period where Chelsea Green couldn't use her own name wrestling because they had copyrighted her birth name.
That's dumb.
Yeah, and she made it very public that she can't even use her own birth name to wrestle. And then magically it was like, oh no, never mind, we didn't mean for that to happen. Oopsie doodle. She let the public know we made an oopsie. Dumb. But yeah, this was a good just random episode. I'm happy it exists. I think Pug and Nikki are my two favorite supporting casts of any of these shows. They're so dumb, but they're so fully aware of it.
Mm-hmm. My favorite thing is they go to the cafe place. He takes them to the back, and he just has all these knockoff merchandise.
Avengers. What, you don't like Avengers? How about Avengers?
Avengers.
Oh, with an eye. Got it. So you know a guy. He's like, yeah, okay, then I'll buy one of the shirts. And also if you buy a hat, of course, I want to complete the set. you see freaking Pug in the background just being a moron with the shield and the hammer. This is so weird watching him do this after seeing him as Prometheus. Oh, that guy needs more acting roles.
Yes.
He's so good. But yeah, like the whole stupid them dancing in front of the camera. That whole bit was just fantastic. Those two are awesome. It's to the point of where I want a second season of this. I hope it gets a second one because the supporting cast is ridiculous.
Yeah, I said it before and I'll say it again. This feels like a show that would have run on like TGIF on ABC in the 90s that just happens to have superheroes in it.
Exactly.
Like this would fit well with like Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah, it would. It very much would. Like I've told before, like this I feel like I'm watching How I Met Your Mother. Like with just like the cast of like a little bit of Fresh Prince every now and then. I feel it's just there's just very 90s vibes I catch off of it, and I love it. And them going in and just blatant, she has nothing to her life, so she has to try and spite Jennifer. I just love that. It's just showing how petty people can be. They've done a great job of making sure there is court stuff in each one of these, but making sure it's very different each time. This time Jen had to be defended.
Yeah, that's it's rare when that happens. Like I don't really recall any huge examples of that in the comics, but here they do a really good job at it. I actually think this might be the best of the courtroom scenes because she's at the center of it.
Mm-hmm. And they're going through, it's like, just how dumb is he was like, so who started calling themselves at first? You did, but yeah, but did you like it? Well, no. Did you truly think it was yours? It's just like people are. I see some people like, is that really how it is? Like, yeah, and like in different volumes, it's for different things. It's it's weird. It's copyright is dumb. You want to look into some copyright? Speaking of Disney, go look into some things how they borderline change copyright laws to keep stuff out of public domain.
Yeah, like how I think it was like either 98 or 97 when Mickey Mouse was going to enter the public domain, and Disney's like, "Hey, can we extend this by like 20 years?"
Yeah. Everyone needs to realize that Disney's turning 100. Stuffing copyright don't last that long. Like Winnie the Pooh now is public domain.
Yep.
Blood and Honey looks amazing. I want more stupid crap like that. That would be awesome. But yeah, just the fact that we're watching the Marvel show bought by Disney talk about how dumb copyright is really made me snicker while I was watching this. And like, I was waiting. I was like, they made Deadpool do self-referential Fox jokes. I was waiting for some self-referential possible dig at Disney themselves for how they've skirted copyright laws. But I'm like, that one hits a little too close to home for them to want to care.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know I've said it almost every time. These episodes fly by so fast. This felt like it was 10 minutes long.
It did. That's just because like it's paced just really well.
It's paced like lightning. It's ridiculous. And I swear that they're shorter than all the other episodes are, give or take probably CGI reasons, but the credits are like 10 minutes long. And then the whole thing's like 38 minutes, like with the credits.
Although I do think this one specifically is like the shortest one out of all of them.
The next to nothing happens in this episode. Like, this was built to have the copyright claim with Jen and be like, oh, BT dub. Guess who's coming next week? Hey, man. Yeah. I was just like, man, they got to do something. And all this just the patient confidentiality. Jesus. And he puts the thing away. I'm like, wow, that was real choice there. I like that.
Marvel really does like, they do teases kind of better than anyone, but they do it in such a manicured fashion.
That Daredevil helmet reveal felt like a Phase 1 reveal.
It did.
That was very much oh, there's the hammer.
or like the pager from the end of Infinity War.
Yeah. Manny, how dare this episode give me blue balls for next week? Yes, and like, yeah, that like wannabe Versace Gucci dude that they have set up to do the clothes is fantastic. I was kind of expecting a couple of more Easter eggs in there, unless I missed something.
I'll have to go back and like comb through everyone else's reactions, but yeah, you'd think this would just be like a treasure trove of Easter eggs.
It'd be an excuse for him to just make fun of some ass costume from the 90s that someone has at a request and just be like, no, I'm not doing that. He wants lightning bolts for a mask? Ew.
Why the hell do you need this many pockets?
Exactly. Oh my gosh. What would have been the best, now that you said that, if they would have designed a costume and then just put on the box. No, this is too many pockets. Threw it in the box and it just said "R. Liefeld" across it.
That would have been awesome.
For those of you that don't know, that man loved drawing pockets. It's to an unnecessary degree. But yeah, this was I really like this episode. They naturally made a reason for why Jen would actually have a suit. Like she didn't want one, but she's gonna get one. And I made you something extra, sweetie.
And that, if for anyone who has seen like the most recent like long trailer, that's the super suit.
Yeah, and it looks great for a little bit that I've seen. It looks like a great updated version. I just hope that I don't remember if I saw her, but I hope she has gloves. That's the only thing.
I'm sure we'll see the gloves later, but yeah, no. As far as her costume is concerned, they're heading in the right direction.
Yeah, and Manny brings up something that I was going to bring up. I was like, Jen, you set up a dating profile. Why are you even? And then they brought that up, and it just like, yes, all the douches have to come back. And oh boy, I brought it up last time. David, don't try acting anymore. Mr. Otunga, I don't know what profession you need to go in, but acting was not it. I gave you some credit last time because you had a 2-minute part. Oh boy, did you have way too much this one. Everyone else was great, but oh man. The lack of charisma hit in. Like, oh, yo, man, I got muscles. So I just thought it was kind of degrading up into it. Like, I don't know if that was acting coach or what, but that part was not good.
that was no bueno.
No, it was not good. But yeah, seeing all their reactions, watching Jen slowly slink into her chair. Because it's pretty much what oh man, Pug brought in. It's what Pug did to
Dennis.
So they were just like, oh, we know exactly how we're going to do this. We're just going to do it to you this time, Jen. And then, like, the guy being honest with her, how the kind of superheroist is what I guess we could call him because he's not sexist.
Yeah, I guess.
Hulkist.
Yeah, there we go.
Muscleist, whatever you'd want to call it. But John Bass. The dude going is like, no, I loved her. We had a great connection. He's just like, I don't mean to be rude, but not at all. She's not my type. And then, like, actually gave her a decent comment at the end. And, like, she was actually happy the dude stuck up for her. If that rolls back around, that'd be kind of all right. But you mentioned the interest last time, so we'll see what they do with that. Yeah, this was just kind of an episode that was cool to have there, and it had the tease. I'm okay with having these little filler ones. I've made the comments that I'm happy that the shows in the past didn't have any fat on them, but when you have a supporting cast, I wouldn't mind like 1 or 2 episodes of shenanigans in the middle of the whole thing, not blow it out to 19 episodes when not needed, although I feel Daredevil, it's going to be needed because they always did really good long form with Daredevil. I'm okay with getting a couple episodes for them to just be goofballs if it doesn't ruin the overall thing. It's still under 10 episodes.
Yeah. Like, my thing is, it shouldn't be one size fits all. Yeah. Like, tell the story that you need to tell, and then the episode count can be the episode count. But what I like about She-Hulk so far is that we're a little past the halfway point, and it feels that way. It feels like it feels like we're going to go to a more serialized story, but like right now we're just kind of getting in the groove of things.
We are. I think it's really going to kick it in the dick when Daredevil shows up and he's like, do you know who's after you? I have a feeling like, man, my brain has been trying to wrap around what the possibility of a live action Hammerhead looks like, and I can't do it. I just can't. He needs to have a 15-mile wide forehead, and I'm trying to imagine how they put that in live action. So I have a feeling that like she's going to get attacked again, and that's what's going to get him in. Like, I don't know what kind of confidentiality acts there are to where she's going to find out that he's Daredevil, or where like she's going to learn it first from him because they do a case together or whatever. I don't know. But here's the thing. and it was why it made Spidey such a big deal in the MCU. Secret identities don't exist.
Right.
Daredevil's going to have one. So it's really weird when you actually throw one in that has a secret identity.
I'm okay with, well, it's going to happen regardless, but I'm okay with Jen and Matt learning each other's identities.
Oh yeah.
How they do it still kind of remains to be seen. But my biggest question right now is what is Matt doing in LA?
I don't know, and it gets more interesting now since Charlie Cox has point blank said that Born Again is a season 1 and not a season 4. So that opens up a whole lot of everything's brand new now.
Everything is brand new, but at the same time, what he could just be referring to is, you know how when a new artist and writer come in and they can like they can either start on like issue 1 or they just start a brand new storyline. It like he could just be referring to that.
Yeah, that was my watch, Manny. He's like, who's Kim Possible pagers going off? What's the sitch? No. And I kind of think it's gonna be, you understand what goes on in Daredevil, but they aren't afraid to go over some stuff that's possibly been done before, but in a new way.
Like maybe readapting Born Again, but in the context of like the MCU.
Yeah, because like having a new spin or a new possible fresh start with him and Fisk could be something pretty sweet, because you could have Fisk now have backgrounds with other people and then put that in that they couldn't before, and
maybe Fisk has already had like some tussles with Spider-Man, or maybe he's just aware that he's out there.
Yeah, like having an MCU New York Fisk openly going, I don't know how to deal with all you idiots. I'm sick and tired of having a billion superheroes in New York, Wilson Fisk. I'm very excited about.
He can be the street level Thanos. In fact, he should be the street level Thanos.
I was about to suggest that he should be top dog, because they openly said that they want Daredevil and Spidey to lead the troops at the street level. Their main guy should be Fisk and no one else. They should be all bowing down to him. But anyway, getting back on track with She-Hulk. They lied. They point blank lied. What was something they said that'd be at the end of every episode?
Oh, a post-credit scene.
I don't know if there was a screw up, or if maybe initially in editing, the scene of her grabbing her suits was supposed to be a post-credit scene.
That's a good question.
Because that seemed a lot like a post-credit scene to me.
It's possible that what they meant was that every episode was just referring to the first 4, because those are the only ones that critics saw. But I could also see this. What?
Someone's getting fired. That reminds me of The Simpsons. Clearly, you see when that man touched that same rib twice and played a different noise. I hope somebody got fired for that. Anyway, go ahead.
What was I saying? Yeah, it's very possible that like either only the first 4 episodes had post credits, because those were the only 4 that critics saw.
Yeah.
Or this episode was just a flub and the final scene was supposed to be a stinger.
Because like she walks in after everything's said and done, and they just kind of leave, and then she just ting, and it's in there. That it was so weird. That felt like an end credit scene that was just in an episode. It was so weird. I don't know if that's what they meant to do, because technically she did go suit shopping, but it just felt really like that should have been an after credit scene to me. So, like, part of me was like, I wonder if there's going to be an article where they're like, we were supposed to put that after, but oopsie doodle. If not, either way, it's fine. I love how much it's like this starts and then it feels like 10 minutes later, it's done. Wow, okay, I really like that. I want more, please. Like, what?
Let me ask you something else. There's always a debate going on about like weekly releases versus the binge model.
Oh boy.
And this is another one where I feel like, again, it shouldn't be one size fits all. But how do you think the show would be received if it was just dropped all at once?
I don't know, but like I agree with you 100% on that. Because like there's different instances. Like Arcane was dropped 3 episodes at a time. They basically did it in arcs of storytelling. You got to do that. It carried buzz. They talked with their friends about it. You're like, you can come back. It starts with this next week. There's time. And like versus sometimes where like I'm going to be watching as soon as we're done recording Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I just want to watch the whole thing. Anime is another thing where it's like I'm okay with binging the whole thing, and like I haven't even seen it, but it's a stylized trigger anime where it's like they're known for having a mile an hour or 5,000 mile an hour pacing, where you want to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get this where it very much feels like each and everything is meant to sit alone. So this seems like it fits better. If the show itself, how do I want to say this? If the show itself feels like each and every episode like dynamically and intrinsically ties directly into the next episode where it would be beneficial to hit it right away, then yes. But if there's like a little bit of a, ooh, maybe something could happen, I could sit for a week and ponder, kind of endings. It's all about how you want to pace your show. Like the dumbest version of this, the absolute dumbest, was Resident Evil Into Darkness. It is literally a 2-hour-long movie that they chopped into 4 parts.
Ouch.
And it got so bad to where when it was initially announced, it was announced as a series. No, it was announced as a movie. Then it was announced as a series.
I think I remember that like initial announcement.
Like they screwed it up, and then when it dropped, it was literally just where they went, oh, here's half-hour mark. There's kind of some dialogue that works. It was just a movie that was put in 4 parts all at once. It was the dumbest thing I'd ever seen. And then you get the Resident Evil show, the live-action one. And that was just shit if it was episodic or not. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. Good Lord, that thing was bad. For this show, they should have dropped the first 3 episodes. I wouldn't have been against that.
I say at least the first 2, but I also see where they're coming from.
And then you get some where you're like, it's a special case where it's like, if it's a good 2-hitter, that's going to get them the mood of the show. And like, you could decide that afterwards. It's initially supposed to be monthly, but then we're like, hey, we're going to do this. Didn't Hawkeye do that?
Hawkeye released the first 2 episodes. Same with WandaVision.
Yeah. And it's like you said, it's totally by case basis. And there's some where I don't even know until I watch it if I feel like it would be good binged or not. And because it's like, is the whole show going to be 1 season? Okay, cool. Then maybe sometimes it binge, sometimes it doesn't. Is it going to be needing a season 2? Then it doesn't matter because I'm still left on a cliffhanger if I binge it in a day or not. Because then if I binge it in a day, I'm like, well, what the shit? I don't have any more to watch. Versus if it's going to get a season 2, you can at least watch it for a while. And then, like, you're not drained of the whole thing in a day and you have to wait a year and a half.
I think at the end of the day, it all comes down to personal choice. But
Yeah.
the debate really is it's less about the audience. Like it's less about the quality of the show and more about the discussion of the like from the audience, because that's like the number one benefit to a weekly release is that you keep that buzz going for, in this case, nine straight weeks.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You keep it in the public state of mind, and they keep talking about it like the stupid stuff with Zaslav. He wants to basically have cable TV, but on streaming. I don't know what that means, but. And like I read some article the other day that supposedly a good chunk of Netflix's higher ups are thinking of going back to mostly episode by episode. You made your name by dropping these big shows on day by day and date everything. I don't want it to all be episodic. Like we said, we want it to be case by case basis because it works better for some things. I don't know. That's going to be a thing that everyone's going to have a difference of opinion on it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, anyway, so I'm really enjoying the show. It's great. It'll be interesting to see, now that we know that it's basically a season 1 type of deal for Daredevil, to see how long they say Daredevil's been in the game for, that he's asking for a new suit or just a suit.
I'm gonna guess I'm gonna guess it's a new suit.
Okay, because there's 2 possibilities there. I don't know. But I'm guessing it's a new suit as well. But I think that would be a ballsy move to make it just a suit. But then again, if they're taking the literal form of Born Again and they need to do that, I don't know what they're going to do.
The possibilities are endless.
Yes, it is. So, yeah. And I'm excited. I keep saying it again. Having all the toys in the chest is a great day to be alive. I'm glad one company at least appreciates the fact that they have all their toys to play with.
Yep.
Not the other one who just likes to throw things in a blender and hit frappe because it smells great when it's done. That's coming from a DC Comics fan.
Yeah.
I'm not a fanboy. I want it to be as good as it can be, but they hate themselves.
And we'll never understand why.
There is never in my life a more abusive relationship that I will have than being a DC Comics fan. Every single week, I feel like I get a new article that just hoys back and kicks me straight in the dick. Yeah, Young Justice we brought back. Yeah, I'm just not feeling that hit show anymore. You know, just not liking it.
Sigh.
But anyway, yeah, so really enjoying She-Hulk. Ready to keep doing more of it. Do we know for sure if next week is a thing?
If next week is Daredevil?
Isn't Daredevil only in one episode? I thought there was something said that he was only in one episode.
I cannot confirm nor deny.
I want to say the writer herself said that he's only in one episode. But anyway, either way, that's neither here nor there. We're going to get on out of here, and I'm going to go get something to drink, and I'm going to go watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. All right, let's get the heck on out of here. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at CaptainK42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. We're also on Podchaser, on YouTube, on the Banana Meter. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Absolutely. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mostly on YouTube and on Twitch. I am halfway through The Last of Us Part 1, and then I'm going to stream Part 2. And then October, I'm going to be doing an ass load of horror games, like all the Dark Pictures anthology ones that I haven't touched. The Quarry, I've literally saved that for October, and I'm going to try try and make it through 1 or 2 Resident Evil games that I've never streamed before. So we'll see. And like I read something, man, I just looked at the YouTube statistics. Someone took like the thing told me that this month we're up 751 views from what we normally are.
Wow.
Yeah. People are still going back and watching those Gurren Lagann videos. Like 3 of them this month got like 20 new views.
That's crazy.
That blows my mind how well that series did, and I'm very happy for it. But yeah, things are going good. We got this doing here. Depending on when we do it, we might have some off the normal path, random fresh takes coming soon because we've got a weird hiccup in recording schedules more than we normally do. We're still very ahead, and it's not like they're going to stop, but we might throw some different ones in there that are kind of out of the ordinary with a different co-host. So, sorry, it's the toxic relationship that keeps making you going back. Yeah, it is. You keep telling her that there's better ones for you out there, but you never go looking. All right, folks, we will see you all next time.